Hello, Emma. I'm taking a look at what you sent me here, and let's get into it. One thing I use, and you may want to use, is Desmos. Just look that up, Google that, Desmos calculator, graphing calculator, and then down here, this won't be expanded. You can expand it, and then you can use the parentheses, you could use the absolute value bar, and you could see I have some of your problems up here just to see what they would look like and how I can manipulate them to move them. And the colors are there, and it's kind of nice to use so to help you understand how you can manipulate these problems to be the way that you want them to be. So let's take a look at number 9. And I'm thinking, these didn't print out very well, but I'm thinking, from the parent function, you're going to want to know what this is. What's the equation of this? So from the parent function, it's been flipped. So the parent function would be the u right down the middle here, and the axis of symmetry would be the y axis. So it is flipped. So I have a negative here, and then the parent function of this would be f of x equals x squared. Okay, that's the parent function. So how did that change? Well, it's been flipped, so it's negative. And then whenever you're moving things to the left, you are adding how many ever units, and it looks like it went over 1 as far as I can tell. So it went over 1, so I added 1, and then I closed the parentheses and I put the 2 out here. It took me a while because I was like, why isn't it working? Well, I had my 2 here. No. Your exponent should be on the outside, and then that changes it. What helps me are my notes that I took in class from Mr. And another class, but they're kind of doing the same thing. So I don't know if you want to, just jot this stuff down, but it tells you how you're going to be moving, what the coordinates are going to look like, what the function notation looks like. Understand that, f of x also just means the y, y equals. So when I'm typing it in, you'll see I put y equals y. Instead of f of x equals, I put y equals when I'm using the Desmos calculator. So f of x and y is the same thing. The function of x is the y. You could use it interchangeably. Okay, so this parent function is just, the parent function here was f of x equals, the absolute value of x. Okay, so put that in parentheses so it looks normal. So how did this change? Well, it was flipped, so it's going to be a negative. Whenever you throw a negative in front of it, it flips it upside down. And then notice that it moved 1, 2 places over, so add 2. Just using my rules that I showed you on that paper that you could pause and take those notes too if that helps, or print it out, take a picture of it, print it out. I don't know. Okay, so 11. This is the parent function once again, x squared. That's the parent quadratic equation function. So this just went up 1, 2. It hasn't changed. It just went up 1, 2. So if it went up 1, 2. What I did was, I leave my x squared in here, and I go up to, and I could leave the squared in there, and then that changes it to what I need to be. And you could see here I did your number 11 here, and it's in black, and here in black you could see, it just moved it from down here up here. Red is the parent function, okay, and I'm just showing you in relation to that. That's the black, that's your number 11. And then number 12, we're just taking this function and we're going to translate it right 1 unit and translate it up 2 units. What is that going to look like using my rules again? Okay, this takes me right 1 unit, and this takes me up 2 units. Everything else, that's what I added to this. So inside the absolute value bars, that's going to be the right to left, and then outside is going to be the up and down. 13. expand vertically by a factor of 3. So I'm going to multiply it by 3 and translate down 1 unit. So I have that -1. I don't have it in parentheses or anything, so it's not going to be, and the squared isn't out here, so it's not going to go right to left, it's going to go up and down. So this is down 1. And 14, I'm translating right 3 units, and this was the absolute value of x, so I go right, so I go -3 on the inside of the absolute value bars, that's right to left, and then on the outside is the up and down, so I go down 3 units, so down 3. And then 15, I have reflect across the x-axis, so that's a minus. I'm flipping it upside down, and your parent function was x2 on this one. X squared. And so I got to go translate right 2 units. So I go -2 in the parentheses, and I had to bring my 2 out here. That same mistake that I made with number 9. I had my 2 here at first, and no, that doesn't do it. I have to bring my squared out here for it to work. And so this is right to left. So I moved right, so -2. And then 16, explaining the transformation that occurred. I was flipped, so it's negative x squared, and I went down 2, so -2. And then 17, it looks like the slope is changed by 2. So I multiplied by 2, and it looks like it moved to the left, 1, 2, 3. So inside the absolute value bars, it's -3. So I really hope this helps. I hope really the notes, these notes right here, are probably going to be, what helped the most. And using that Desmos calculator, and just Desmos graphing calculator, go ahead and get that, and you can manipulate these, and you can see how it changes the directions and all that. So that's really helpful for me too. So please let me know if you need any more help.